This evening, one East Bank Demerara family is left in a state of shock after the sudden and unexplained death of their mother. CEO of Giftland calls for an audit of Movietown. Head of Private Sector Commission calls it petty. Providence elevators are nearing completion. In the region, World Cup fans in Mexico cause a mini earthquake after country's team scores a goal. And internationally, U.S. President Trump's immigration policy sparks more debate after the release of an audio recording of children crying at a U.S. immigration processing center.
From Safe TV headquarters in South Rival Gardens, this is Safe TV Headline News with George Gonzalez.
Today is Tuesday, June the 19th, 2018. And this edition of Headline News is now being streamed live on our Facebook page and our YouTube channel. Thank you for joining us. Minister of Public Health, Volda Lawrence, has warned senior ministry employees to expect to see more police detectives and finance ministry internal auditors around their offices in the near future. The two entities will soon begin investigations into the misappropriation of public funds. During a discussion with the senior Ministry of Public Health officials, Minister Lawrence raised questions about attempts to steal. She further cautioned the staff against poor documentation habits, saying, "I'm advising you to check what you sign and ensure it meets the regulatory requirements and it is in keeping with your programs. I will not compromise on the issue of accountability within the public health sector." Lawrence also expressed concerns with what she perceives as the high incidences of insubordination within the public health ministry. Movietown CEO Derek Chin has expressed his deep frustrations with the government. His claims of difficulty with importing materials have been well documented. However, owner of Giftland Mall, Roy Bepat, thinks that Chin has had it too easy. In fact, Bepat has called for an audit of the neighboring business. In this report, Wendell Jeffrey tells us that the head of the nation's private sector believes that this type of public squabbling is petty and bad for business.
What he needs to do is have a meeting with Mr. Chin and work things out and see what they can do, right? And until he understands that sitting down and doing business, that's what it is, and get some lessons from what happens in North America and Europe, how people, big businesses operate, right? Doing this kind of cheap publicity is a load of nonsense.
Last week, Guyanese-born entrepreneur Derek Chin invited the media and took them on a tour of his $8.5 billion Movietown complex. Today, the Kaichur newspaper quoted Mr. Roy Bepat, the owner of the Giftland Mall, as saying that the government needs to conduct an audit on the Movietown's establishment, suggesting that there might be some skullduggery in the accumulation of materials for the Movietown's outfit. Today, in an exclusive interview with the chairman of the Private Sector Commission, Eddie Boyer, the businessman said that this cheap form of advertising needs to stop. He said if BPAT has any valid claims of fraud against Mr. Chin, the police needs to be informed.
Does Mr. BPAT have proof of that? Then he needs to go to the police. You nor I cannot validate that. I could say you're a thief. Does that make you a thief? You and I can't validate that. That's an unreasonable claim, right? If he has proof, take it to the police.
BPAT is quoted as suggesting that some of the airport materials might have ended up in Mr. Chin's business. However, Mr. Boyer said that if there is any crooked deals, it is the airport contractors who would be liable and not Mr. Chin.
Obviously, the people got to be locked up. There is the contractor with the airport, because they would be the ones, not Mr. Chin. Not Mr. Chin.
I asked Mr. Boyer in his capacity as chairman of the Private Sector Commission to explain what he thinks might be happening here.
What do you think might be happening here? You are in your capacity. What do you think might be happening that Mr. Bepat would come out so publicly against Mr. Chin on this matter?
Listen, the Private Sector Commission, of which I'm the chairman, is willing and should work with every single investor including Mr. B. Pat, including Mr. Chin, every single person, to see their projects on stream, see what help we can give them. That is in the national interest, and that's our advocacy. As far as I'm concerned, I didn't see Mr. B. Pat complaining to me or the commission. So if he has a problem with government or an issue, then he can complain, and we'll look at it.
Boyer said that the Giftland Mall owner is clutching at straws when he seeks to attack another business.
Clutching at straws when you attack one business for the other business, and you know, people are not stupid in this country. They could see through that in minutes.
For Channel 2 Headline News, Wendell Jeffrey.
Thanks, Wendell. And it now seems that another citizen has decided to contest the 2020 elections under a new party. In a public Facebook post last evening, Vice President of the National Two Shouts Council, Lennox Schumann, declared that he is forming his own political party to represent the interest of indigenous Guyanese. He then went on to list several complaints he has with the current administration, listing issues such as a non-movement on constitutional reform and indigenous land rights. Don't go away. Coming up after the break. Family mourns the sudden death of their mother, and Providence elevators are almost complete. But first, here's today's foreign currency exchange rates. For the latest in news from Guyana, the region, and beyond, visit our website, headlinenewsguyana.com.
Give blood, save lives. One unit can breathe life, make someone smile. Donate blood and heal a life today. Give blood, save lives. You just have to give and save. A message from the National Blood Transfusion Services. Be a good Samaritan, be a hero, donate blood, save lives. For more information, contact us on 223-7182 or 226-9022.
The Big King you love just chickened out. Introducing the new Chicken Big King with 2 crispy chicken patties and our signature king sauce. The new Chicken Big King, now part of our Burger King favorites. Only at Burger King, where taste is king.
Need a ride around town and beyond? Look no further than Oasis Ride Taxi Service. With affordable prices and some of the best drivers in the business, we've been delivering prompt and reliable service to Guyana for over 16 years. We also offer tours, chauffeur service, and even car rentals. You can call us at 231-5554 or 225-5496. For deals, specials, and more information, find our page on Facebook, Oasis Ride Taxi Service. Let's go.
You know, I'm tired telling you, stop thief electricity. Don't shush me. You're gonna kill yourself and burn down people out. Stop, I'm telling you, stop. This man don't hear you know. Hiya go. Look, I fed up with this stupidness, eh? I gonna fix this one here once and for all. Hello, GPL? Here now, I got a big problem wrong here. They got this chap who continuing to do this. Alright, Skipper, you are under arrest for stealing the electricity.
How we gonna live now?
People, stealing electricity is dangerous to life and property, and it is also against the law.
The Director of Public Prosecutions has advised the police that the 21-year-old boyfriend of Sasia Adams should be charged with manslaughter. 21-year-old Rick Sucharan was arrested after conflicting reports over the nature of Adams's injuries arose. Based on information received, Sucharan reportedly told police that Adams fell out of his vehicle on the evening of June 10, 2018. Adams succumbed to head injuries on June 12th. A post-mortem examination declared the cause of death as blunt force trauma to the head. Sucharan faced the magistrate's court today and was released on $500,000 bail. He is expected to make his next court appearance on July 13, 2018. Esther Sobers tells us that the elevators in Providence are almost complete. Here's more.
It has been several months since the pedestrian overpasses were installed at Houston, Petersall Eccles, Providence, and Diamond, East Bank Demerara. The Minister of Public Infrastructure had installed the overpasses to prevent road fatalities and ease traffic congestion. Though the overpasses were not fully completed, many persons used them anyway. Over a week ago, they were closed to facilitate the installation of elevators. Thus far, elevators have been installed at Providence. When completed, elevators will be installed at all 5 overpasses. The completely see-through elevators can carry a maximum of 5 people. For Channel 2 Headline News, Esther Sobers.
Thanks, Esther. Guyana is going to the International Court of Justice whether Venezuela is there or not. Following Venezuela's declaration of non-cooperation with the ICJ case proceedings, Guyana's Ministry of Foreign Affairs responded in a statement on Tuesday that Guyana's legal team will call upon The Hague to decide in their favor, citing Article 53 of the Statute of the Court, which reads, "Whenever one of the parties does not appear before the court or fails to defend its case, the other party may call upon the court to decide in favor of its claim." Though it recognizes Venezuela's position, Guyana's Foreign Affairs Ministry still left the door open for its neighbor to take part in the court case. However, it went on to warn, if Venezuela persists in its refusal to participate, the rules provide for the court to proceed after a full hearing of the case to a final judgment that is legally binding on both the participating and non-participating parties. A Berbetian family is plunged into mourning after the sudden and unexplained death of their mother. Esther Sobers tells us more in this report.
Last evening, Malika Watkins left her mother's home to run an errand she would never complete. Shortly after 8 p.m., the mother of 5 reportedly collapsed while riding her bicycle on the Grove Public Road, East Bank Demerara. Public-spirited persons had taken Malika to the Diamond Diagnostic Hospital, but she was reportedly pronounced dead on arrival. The cause of her death is yet to be determined. The woman, who hails from Berbice, was visiting her mother's residence in Grove, but now her family is left to plan the future of her 5 children. Malika's husband, Rolex Watkins, was distraught by news of her death.
We had a phone call like 4 something, and I heard my wife passed away. I don't know what else to say. I can't believe it.
Just a day after Father's Day, Watkins must now care for the couple's children alone. The children include a 6-month-old baby. According to Watkins, his wife had high blood pressure during her pregnancy.
We used to work at a welfare avenue at a Muslim stand. Yeah. And when she got pregnant, she stopped working. The doctor stopped her from working because she pressure going up and coming down. So this baby pressure. So come she stopped working.
You may think that pressure might contribute to her death?
Exactly.
Watkins, who works at a rice mill in Berbice, added that he and Malika had recently celebrated their 3rd year anniversary.
She don't drink, she don't party, she don't smoke. She's everything a man would wish for. Everything.
Whilst the loss of a parent may be difficult for a child to understand, One of Malika's eldest daughter, Letitia Green, wishes if her mother could return home.
I'm like a child, and I just want to she's get its notice. I want her back. Could you please get her for me? I'm begging. I really need a mother.
If you would like to provide emotional or financial support to the Watkins family, you can contact Rolex Watkins on 6985972. For Channel 2 Headline News, Esther Sobers.
Thanks, Esther. Don't go away. Coming up after the break, football fans in Mexico caused a mini earthquake, and audio recording of migrant processing center elicits backlash. But first, here's this week's bridge retraction schedule.
Save lives. One unit can breathe life, make someone smile. Donate blood and heal a life today. Give blood, save lives. You just have to give and save. Save lives. A message from the National Blood Transfusion Services. Be a good Samaritan, be a hero. Donate blood, save lives. For more information, contact us on 223-7182 or 226-9022.
The Big King you love just chickened out. Introducing the new Chicken Big King with 2 crispy chicken patties and our signature king sauce. The new Chicken Big King, now part of our Burger King favorites. Only at Burger King, where taste is king.
Need a ride around town and beyond? Look no further than Oasis Ride Taxi Service. With affordable prices and some of the best drivers in the business, we've been delivering prompt and reliable service to Guyana for over 16 years. We also offer tours, chauffeur service, and even car rentals. You can call us at 231-5554 or 225-5496. For deals, specials, and more information, find our page on Facebook. Oasis Ride Taxi Service. Let's go.
Mom, what are you doing with GPL on your list?
Child, you forgot I have to pay GPL?
You got time with GPL?
I have to keep these lights on. The customers who think in that manner and refuse to honor their obligation to GPL are obviously not playing their part in ensuring quality service delivery. So, I will continue to pay my GPL bill on time, every time.
I recognize the value of your point, Mom. You were right.
Welcome back. Now here's Bibi Bacchus with the regional and international headlines of the day.
Mexican football fans reportedly caused a mini earthquake when Irving Lozano scored a goal against Germany in Mexico's opening game of the World Cup. Fans jumped into the air when the ball hit the net in the 35th minute. A tweet from Mexico's Institute of Geological and Atmospheric Investigation suggests this mass celebration was large enough to be measured. The tweet by the Institute, which monitors seismic activity, states, "Artificial quake in Mexico City due to celebration of goal by the Mexican team in the game against Germany during the 2018 World Cup in Russia." The Argentinian court has sentenced a man to life imprisonment for the murder of a high-profile transgender activist, Diana Sakayan. She was stabbed 13 times in her Buenos Aires flat in October 2015. Gabriel David Moreno has become the first person in Argentina to be sentenced under the new legislation on crimes against transgender people. Moreno said he had sexual encounters with the victim in exchange for illegal drugs, but he denied killing her. According to Transgender Europe, Latin America accounts for the greatest number of transgender murders worldwide. And in international news, an audio recording in which migrant children in the U.S. can be heard crying for their parents has been released as U.S. President Donald Trump remains firm on his immigration policy. Around 2,000 children have been separated from their parents in the past few months after their families tried to cross the U.S. border illegally. The recording was released by investigative U.S. media outlet ProPublica on Monday and was said to have been made from inside the U.S. Customs and Border Protection facility. In it, several Central American children separated from their parents and thought to be between the ages of 4 to 10 can be heard sobbing and wailing and calling for their parents. And finally, U.S. President Donald Trump has threatened to impose tariffs on an additional $200 billion of Chinese goods in a growing trade war. He said the 10% tariff would come into effect if China refuses to change its practices. The threats have already sparked further falls on stock markets. China responded by accusing the U.S. of blackmail, raising fears of a full-blown trade war. Trump responded that China has been unfairly benefiting from a trade imbalance with the U.S. for years. For Channel 2 Headline News, Bibi Bacchus.
Thanks, Bibi. Here's the weather for the week. And that's Channel 2 Headline News for this Tuesday evening. As we take our leave, we invite you to find Channel 2 Headline News on Facebook, YouTube, and our website, headlinenewsguyana.com. You can also tune in tomorrow morning at 6:30 for a rebroadcast, and Wednesday evening at 7 o'clock for more news. For now, I'm George Gonzalez, signing out from this newscast, saying thank you for welcoming us into your homes, and do have a blessed evening.